All right, Jaden, in this video, we're going to talk about the professional that I'm comparing you to. I'm going to explain to you why I'm comparing you to him, and then we're going to focus on some strengths that you have as a pitcher. And there's a lot of them, man. Trust me, you're a dynamic kid. You're going to be a fantastic baseball player if you stick with it. So with that in mind, I want you to look at Roger Clemens here on the left-hand side, and the Rocket was his nickname. He pitched for the Red Sox and the Astros, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He won a lot of Cy Young awards. He threw a very hard fastball, just like you. And one of the things you're going to see here is you and Roger Clemens have very similar arm angles. In other words, if you look at the green line that I've drawn on both of your right arms, the lines are very similar. And as I circle the ball where you let it go, both of you guys let the ball go in a very similar place as well. And so when I'm trying to find a pro pitcher to compare kids to, I look for guys that have similar arm angles to the player that I'm working with. And as you can see here, this is a good match. Now, I'm also comparing you to Roger Clemens because both of you guys have fantastic fastballs. And so as a pitcher, you're going to want to model yourself after this guy. With that in mind, what I want to do is play this video through a couple of times so you can see what you look like compared to Roger Clemens. All right, now that you've seen that a couple times, let's go ahead and pull up a side view where we can get a good look at what you're doing as a pitcher and compare it to Roger Clemens. So there's you on the side. And we'll pull up Roger Clemens from the side as well. And right here is the beginning of your delivery. And I want to go ahead and take Roger Clemens into his knee lift. This is where he brings his knee up. Right there. And I want to take you to that same position. Right there. And one of the things you do really well is you lead with your butt. You can see here with Roger Clemens how his butt's leading, and you do the same thing right here. I also like how you take your knee and you point it towards the second base. Roger Clemens does the exact same thing. Now, more importantly than that, one of the things that you do really well is you create great momentum. And I want to show you what that means with Roger Clemens here on the right-hand side. So I'm drawing a line behind his back foot and his back knee. I'm going to draw a little line where his head is at, his eyes. And I want you to watch as he travels forward towards home plate. Before he even breaks his hands, look at how his back knee has gone forward. And his back hip has gone forward. And notice how he's leading with his butt. Well, you do the exact same thing. If we draw that line behind your back foot and your back knee, and we take you further forward, you're going to see that you do a great job shifting your weight right there. You can see just like Roger Clemens, your back knee goes forward, your hips travel forward, and just like him, you're leading with your butt here, leading with that front hip. So that's a great position to be in. And the next thing we're going to look at that you do really well is you get to a great position when your front foot lands. So if we look at Roger Clemens here, when his front foot hits the ground, you can see that his front elbow is in a straight line with his back elbow. And his glove is out over his front knee. His shoulder is pointed right towards the catcher. If we go ahead and get you into that same position, right here, this is where your front foot hits the ground. I mean, this is just fantastic. Look at how that glove is right over your knee, just like Roger Clemens. Your front elbow is equally lined up with your throwing elbow. And your shoulder is pointed right towards the catcher. So you're in a very strong position to throw the ball to home plate from right here. The next thing you do really well is your release point and your extension. So when Roger Clemens begins to rotate his upper half and throw the ball, he gets out here. His chest is out over his front knee. His glove stays out in front of his front knee. And he releases the ball out in front. And when we get for you right here, there's your release point. Notice how your chest is out over your front knee. Glove is over your front knee right here. And you release the ball out in front too. I mean, this stuff is just great. You look very similar to the Rocket. And look at that finish. You guys have the exact same follow through. So with that in mind, I want to end this video by just playing Roger Clemens once, all the way through. You can go ahead and watch it, and then I'll play you once, all the way through. Great stuff, Jaiden. I'm really excited. In the next video, we're going to talk about how you can get a little bit better with your pitching.